there.
Just a little bit. Having the freedom now, being a part of this industry, to just be like, hey, this is me. It kind of creates like a safe place for people who want to be a little bit different, who want to take ownership of their body and be like, hey, this is who I am, and if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself.
No, yeah, but the one you showed me was
yeah, but most of them is just like that, small bars and go to the street.
big outside.
Do any of the tattoos you have mean anything?
How can I say? I have ones who have meaning, but not because the draw have meaning, because remember me is like a part of my life.
I think a neck tat is next.
For you?
Yeah.
Looks good. No, I like it.
No, for me.
For you? Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No,
No, but it looks good. You have to have the attitude for it though. I can never get the attitude from you. I'm not gonna. I feel like you were. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't give a shit.
he doesn't give a shit. He's like, fuck it.
So when I travel, I especially try to find something that interests me as I'm walking down the street or something. I'll take a picture with my cell phone and then save it, and it kind of becomes this weird, like, human passport of all kinds of places I've been or memories and things. So yeah, this one we were in Paris, and it was like in an alley, and someone just graffitied this face on a wall. Took a picture of it, and now I have it on my body forever.
Are you nervous right now?
What's up?
Are you nervous right now?
Right now?
Yeah, with
No,
getting
I don't.
another tattoo.
Not a bit. I look at it, my view is hardworking, but others to look at it, it's a talent.
Ganesh, the destroyer of all obstacles. So yeah, kind of wanted that on me. It resonates with me.
So, like you're saying, you just don't know how long.
So you're not afraid?
No.
I remember when I was a kid, my mom came home, so we lived with my grandma for a long time, and my mom is a single parent, and she got this iris on her back, and I now have an iris on my arm, and my grandma like freaked out, and she was like, oh my gosh, like why would you do that? Like she was just like so shocked that my mom would do it. She's a pretty subdued person, and I just always used to think it was the most beautiful thing about her. So I think when she signed off on it and she put them on her body, I always wanted one. My sister was dating a piercer at a tattoo shop, and I went in to get my belly button pierced. My sister is getting a tattoo on her side, and my mom has always told me that my first tattoo had to be a heart on my wrist because she has one. She has like a tiny little outline of a heart. It's really cute. And so since we knew the owners of the shop, they said that I could get a tattoo there, even though I was underage. So my mom left to go do something, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a heart on my wrist. And so to be a total asshole, because I was when I was 16, I was like, I'm gonna get a giant black heart. Like, fuck you, Mom, for making me get a heart. I'm gonna get a giant black one. And I was talking to the guy who was doing it. He was actually the owner of the shop. And I was like, yeah, I want to be a tattoo artist, like thinking I was cool. And he let me do part of it myself. Deadass. Like, I wish I could find the photo. It's probably on my Instagram somewhere. Like, little 16-year-old me. I was in like a high school hoodie. And he's like, yeah, here, shade it. So like this whole scarred part is like a part that I shaded myself. Like no gloves,
totally disgusting. Let me tattoo myself. So I'm never gonna cover it, even though it's completely disgusting and looks like balls upside down. Just because it's so meaningful to me, I guess.
Okay, so I'm from São Paulo. I'm talking about São Paulo. It's fucking expensive. São Paulo is a dangerous place. You know, like in my case, when I was like in high school, I used to spend 2 hours and a half to go to school because the school at my neighborhood don't have walls. You know, so the life here is easier. So I used to draw comics, and I got like my first tattoo when I was like 14 years old. And I always used to hang out at tattoo shops, but just like a friend of that. And one time, one of the guys saw one of my draws. Oh, you should like start to work with us. If you want, like you can start to do like you know, answer the phones, answer the emails, and you start to watch how we do. And I say okay, no problem.
So my first tattoo is. I got it, it's like a super standard, I guess, tattoo, but it's 2 hearts with like a machete going through it with some fire around it, and it was like this big. I got it when I was 14, and no, I actually got it in China. Yeah, when I was over there. I did it obviously without my parents knowing. I managed to hide it from them for a couple years, and then I just started to get more and more tattoos after that. But yeah, because I had no regulations on age.
How did you get this job?
It was actually pretty random. I worked at a restaurant and they told us that we were going to close in a week. They gave us no warning. So I was basically just jobless and frantically looking for a job. My old roommate got all of her tattoos done here and knew that they were looking for a shop assistant. So I called and said I was down to interview, and then now I'm here.
So I went to art school, and there's something about that was like really off-putting to me. I didn't really enjoy it because it was really bureaucratic, a lot of like just there's a lot of money involved into it, and people dictate what is going to be sold and what's not. So one of the things that I really enjoyed about it was that it's just much more open, it's much more fluid. You're also interacting with people more, which was a little bit more enticing to me.
One day when my friends went to go get a tattoo, and he got like a little elephant outline, and I asked him how much it was, and he's like, $60, and I'm like, wow. And it wasn't even like the best quality. I can tell, because I'm just very like, I'm a very picky person, and I draw, so I feel like I can tell, you know, even though it's like my first time seeing like my friend getting a tattoo. And I just thought like, wow, I think I could do that better, and $60, that's a good amount of money for that, for something like an outline. So but at that point I wasn't really doing tattoos. Later on, you know, I decided just to go to my local shop, pay for an apprenticeship, and learn, because I think at that point I was like kind of a low point in my life, so I just wanted to do something different. So that's when I started.
The culture itself is just actually very welcoming, which is surprising for me. I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be like very hardcore and intense, and you know, nobody would want to talk to you. And once I got in, I just realized that pretty much everybody that works in this industry is just an outcast, like a weirdo. We didn't fit in anywhere else, and we kept fighting to try to find a place where we would fit in, and this is where we ended up. Like, this is just a bunch of weirdos and outcasts that all ended up in the same place.
Do you consider yourself a rebel?
Until you put a deposit down and like...
I don't know if I necessarily see myself in that, like, as with that, like, identity or that label, but because a lot more people are more open to the fact that, like, the government is taking all their money, you know, that conspiracy theories aren't actually theories, like, and, you know.
Yes, I think so. Like, nowadays I'm more calm, but when I used to be younger, yes.
No. Yes, no.
You prefer to work with?
I probably am a rebel in comparison to the people that I work with in an office. I do HR and benefits, so they probably don't expect that I would be going Friday after work to get a tattoo and want a bunch more, but I think less than being a rebel. It's just like a way of expression.
No, not really. I mean, I have tattoos on me, but Saul's looking at me. So. But I would say I'm pretty conservative. I'm pretty straight edge, just like not really. Am I? I don't know. Maybe not. Saul, stop. A lot of the people here, they're definitely rebels. They definitely have that look. They embody that. The personalities they are.
I would just say that I don't go into it thinking I'm gonna be a rebel. I think I do what I like, and I think by doing that, that might make me a rebel. But I don't go into it like thinking this is gonna make me whatever, you know.
But yeah, I guess I'm a rebel sometimes. Just feels really weird saying it, I guess. Like, I'm a rebel. Right. Yeah, I guess I do. Yeah, I do. I do consider myself a rebel. In terms of like with my family and stuff, I'm definitely the rebel. My family still doesn't quite understand it. I've even in generationally, like throughout my extended family, my my cousins and my aunts and uncles, like they don't even think, I don't think they even know that I have tattoos. I usually have to like wear long sleeves when I go see my grandmother in Japan. I have to like wear full, like even if it's in the middle of the summer. I'm like the black sheep of my family for sure. Like
my father, he is supportive. He's supportive. I mean, of course, I'm sure he didn't see it as something good because, you know, like Chinese, so the older Chinese who immigrated from China, that generation, they just see tattooing as something like, you know, negative, and like you're like a criminal or you're part of a gang if you have tattoos. So just, that's how they grew up with tattoos. We grew up different with tattoos. It's art now. It's something to it's like fashion even, you know. So but now that I'm making money and like it's helping my life a lot, of course he's gonna be, you know, supportive, and he is. And my mom, she is she's very open-minded and kind and always babying me, so whatever I do, she's gonna love it. You know. She just doesn't want me to get too much tattoos outside of my arms and my neck even, and I see eye to eye with her. I just want to keep it inside.
My family is like a Catholic family, mainly my mother, like they're real from the church, you know. When I start to do this kind of things, they became really mad, but you know, by the time I just proved that I can live, I can pay my bills with this, you know, I can help them with bills. For me, tattooing is like a way to a guy like me, for example, like I'm from the punk scene. Like I used to be in a punk gang, I used to do a lot of like wrong stuff. Not the only way, but it's one of the only ways that a guy like me can like have a good work, you know, like have a good job, can like make the life.
But the thing is, art, tattoo art, everything changes. So who's to say that art, tattooing is always going to be rebellious? It could change into something, and it's changing now. So it can be and it can't be.
Nowadays, people like it's getting better the view of the people about tattooing. But like if you start to think about like 7 years ago when I started, it's not that long. But the view of the people about tattooing are different at the time.
I don't really think tattooing is rebellious anymore. I think if anything, when I talk to people and they tell me that they don't have tattoos, they feel weird that they don't have tattoos now. So it's like, it's kind of flipped over, I think.
Do you think that's a good thing? Or do you think it hurts the culture?
I think it's both.
Tattooing is always going to be a lifestyle. If you lose this little marginal part, you lose the lifestyle too. But I think like it's possible to find a balance, you know.
But the fact that more people are getting tattooed, it's like if you liked one comic book your whole life and nobody else liked it, and then now that somebody made it popular and it's a trend, everybody likes that comic book. That's how I feel about tattooing. It's like the infinity symbol tattoos. People are getting it because they think it's cool, because everybody else has them. But in 5 years, they're not going to like it anymore because they didn't get it because they wanted it. They got it because it was a trend, because they thought other people wanted to see it on them. It's like whatever you wore in middle school because it was trendy and you thought it was mad cool back then. Imagine that being permanently on your body. That's why I laugh at people that get trendy tattoos. They're all going to end up getting them removed. That shit hurts. Because, like, I've liked this stuff since I was a kid. Like, I've been obsessed with body modifications and, standing out of the crowd. And now people are, oh, I'm just going to go get a tattoo. Like, it's no big deal. But it's still nice, though, because they get, like, these fine line tattoos that are kind of popular now, I guess. Like, the Pinterest board kind of stuff. And I don't get those. I get, like, tattoos that look like tattoos,
I do a lot of, I do tattoos who look like a tattoos. Like, a lot of people nowadays look like this fancy line, fine bullshit. I do, like, tattoos who look like tattoos, like, tattoos.
The style that I gravitate towards is definitely more like illustrative, black and gray, kind of with like thicker lines but with like soft gray shading. But I'm also, again, like very new to tattooing in my eyes, and I've only been doing it for like almost 3 years. So as business moves forward, I've been having more and more people who are coming to me specifically to represent something from their cultural background.
Right now, I'm kind of gravitating towards fine line and realism, maybe together. I like that a lot.
Do you see tattoos as a form of high art, just like painting?
I don't know, because I think we're not like real artists. We're reproducing, we make draws, the draw like is exclusive for the client, but the technique is the same. You're not creating something new, you're not like creating the wheel again, so I think about like tattoo is more like a delivery a service.
It's anything that can be art can be tattoos, because if you do it right, it can resemble whatever, and then so it definitely can.
All the other tattoo artists that I've interviewed have said that it's not fine art.
Oh, I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Can you explain a little bit more on why?
Because if you can record an image on skin, and you can accurately, why not? Why not? Like painting, you can record accurately. Drawing, you can record accurately. Tattooing, you definitely can record accurately. Why not?
I personally don't, because again, since I went to art school, and that completely made me like not want to give a shit about art, because it, in that sense of high art or like conceptual art and all of this other stuff, I feel like it took away so much of what I wanted to put into that, and it just basically like stripped it and like just threw it out the window and like burned it on fire. Like it wasn't even, I don't think tattooing should be that, and I don't think it is that, and I don't think it ever will be, because it's not something that you can commodify in the sense of it's on a human person,
I think it's a big fuck you to society. Like, try to tell us how we have to look. Try to tell me it's gonna look bad when I'm older. I don't give a shit. Tattooing is a way for me, even if you take away everything, like shave my head, strip me of all my clothes, tell me I can't say a word, I'm still showing you that I'm different. Like, I'm still showing you by like my skin permanently changing it, I'm different than you. This is who I am.